Thursday, February 15th, 2024 is a day that will go down in gaming history. And you're wondering, oh, what happened? Did a new game get released? Did a new trailer for a game get released? No and no. What got released was a 1.5-minute video by EA Sports College Football saying, hey, we're going to make the NCAA football game and it's going to come out this year. And that, even though it's not a game release, even though it's not an actual trailer release, they showed some unfinished footage from the game. So monumental because it's been 10 years, more than 10 years, nearly 11 now, since the last NCAA football game came out. And I don't think some people understand how much this game means to the college football community. I'm not super public about how much I love that game and how much of an impact that game had on me and my upbringing, but it had a lot. And so today we're going to be talking about 12 things that I would add to the game or that I hope are in the game as the hype continues to build. Some people thinking they identified an Easter egg in the trailer that we're going to get a June 7th release date. So we'll see. We'll see what that happens. But without further ado, here are 12 things that I think should be in the new college football video game. The first one I have is transferable Road to Glory or drafted Dynasty players that are compatible with Madden. Now, I don't even like Madden that much, but this is such an important feature to me. And in my eyes, it's a win-win for everyone involved. When I finish a Road to Glory or when I graduate a quarterback in Dynasty mode that I really, really liked, you only spend 4 virtual video game years with the guy, or 3 if they're really good, and you just have to kiss them goodbye, and that's pretty much it. But if they are able to implement the same compatibility they had with the old games where you can transfer and export them to Madden, I mean, that's incentive for me, a guy who never plays Madden, to suddenly play Madden. I might find myself actually locking in and doing that. And I know something that was with the old games was you could export your Road to Glory player, but you could only export them in a draft class. You couldn't do an extension like a My Career or whatever Madden does in the other games. So I guess my other request would be that you're able to do that and just continue their career and at the very least have the same relative storyline transfer over as far as what your attributes are and all that. That might be a big ask, but I feel like it's not. I feel like a transferable Road to Glory or draft class for your Dynasty is a pretty minimal thing to ask. I do think they're going to end up delivering on this because it connects back to Madden, and it seems like that's kind of their cash cow with all the microtransactions, so they're trying to bring people back to that. But that's one of my first big demands is allow us to do that. Feature that I think would be very, very vital to the success of this game, studio updates. Studio updates are such a key part of the college football dynasty experience in the old games. It's difficult to track what's going on. It's not the NFL. There's not 32 teams. There's 134 teams that are going to be in this game. And so getting those little updates, it's just like watching a game in real life where, oh my goodness, Alabama just lost. The number 1 team in the country just went down. Or if you're Toledo, oh my goodness, Akron just lost their game. We just moved up in the standings. Stuff like that is just what makes the game so immersive. And it makes you actually feel like you're on your couch on a Saturday watching the national landscape unfold. Having something like that, a studio update in the game, is going to be something that I think can take this game from good to great. This one is mandatory to have, I think. If they don't have this in the game, I will be very bitterly disappointed. And this is the type of thing that EA gets a reputation for. They would have something like studio updates excluded from the game, and then next year it would be one of their big features. And like, oh, we're going to have that this year. And it's just like annoying because it's like, these are the features we expect to be in the game, and they should be in every game. So studio updates darn well better be a thing that's in this game. Is going to be so key, but flexible realignment and playoff sizes, fully customizable. You can put whoever you want in whatever conference you want. You can adjust your playoff sizes as well. This is going to be hugely key because the playoff size and the playoff auto bids and structure is changing so much. And so at the very least, I want to be able to adjust my playoff size from 4 to 8 to 12 to 6, whatever I want. adjustable wise. Create your auto bids, delete auto bids, because if I was doing it, I would delete auto bids and just do 1 through 12. And then flexible realignment. Be able to put what teams you want in what conferences. In real life, realignment is such a prevalent thing that if this isn't a feature in the game, that's just going to be something that's mind-boggling and a head-scratcher. Also, I think it's underrated the amount of use you could with flexible realignment recreate old conferences and go make the Big East if you want, remake the Pac-12 and put that back up. I think that that's something that's super, super important. And I don't think this is really a possibility knowing EA Sports, but if we could get some sort of just postseason editable, like you could go back to the BCS era if you want and then make the New Year's Six Bowls mean something again. Like that I think could be a really cool feature too. Or even maybe if you go back to where they just vote for who the champion is, that definitely won't be in there. But flexible realignment and playoff sizes is absolutely a must. This one kind of goes hand in hand with the realignment and the playoff adjustments is dynamic fields and dynamic uniforms. I'm just talking about the little jersey patch on the side of the jerseys and the patches on the field. This was a thing in NCAA 14 where when you went to a different conference, it would update automatically. It was dynamic. I'm just asking for the same thing. Another thing that'd be really cool in the same vein, dynamic helmet stickers. Seems like a little thing, but it's something the NFL doesn't have and college football has. I want my starting quarterback to have 1 billion helmet stickers and a helmet sticker for every touchdown he throws. And I want my backup bum running back to have no helmet stickers. I think that's something that they've got to make sure they stick up with. It's something that increases the immersion. This is another one that I think would actually be really easy for EA to pull off, and that's historic teams in college football, at least teams we missed from the last 10 years when there was no college football video games. I think realistically what this would look like is, let's say they did 2017 Alabama. There's like 15 plus players on that team that are in Madden right now. So they already have the rights to those players and they can depict them in a video game. Just put them in the game, and then you can play as 2017 Bama. I think that would be super easy. You can import them into a Dynasty too. I think that would be awesome. I understand that the rest of the roster might not be filled out because there's not a ton of NFL players, but I do think when you're talking about what people are looking for, they would settle just for that, the bare bones of that, and then they would just go in and edit in, and you could download somebody else's 2017 Bama roster that's fully filled out. I'm aware there's limitations of that. Like you probably wouldn't get any classic Toledo teams or even classic like Oregon State teams because there's not enough NFL players to fill out those rosters. But I'm asking for the bare minimum here. I'm saying some historic teams that I think Madden could easily, or EA could easily pull off just by using their Madden licensing. But I mean, if I can have it my way, they would have the entire roster, a historic team for like every program or notable historic team. Like you can play as 2018 Washington State, stuff like that. I just think having historic teams in is something that could take a good game and turn it into a great game. Two I have kind of go hand in hand because there's not a lot of explaining needed. Turnover props would be absolutely sick. Like the turnover chain used to be the biggest thing in college football, and now everybody has a turnover prop. There's the turnover chainsaw, the turnover like throne. They've got turnover trash cans. Having that would be awesome, and I think like super cool. And then maybe you could use coaching points to upgrade your turnover prop or create one, and it like improves recruiting. That could be fun. And more pregame, more tailgating. I love those exterior shots in the old games where it would show your fans tailgating and then go into the stadium. That kind of thing can really help for building an atmosphere and making it really an immersive thing. And you can even show some classic tailgate spots that actually exist outside the stadiums. Another thing that I think would really put things over the top. But here we go. That was about 7 or 8 things that I really want in the game, I think are realistic. I even tried to temper my expectations on some of them and just paint it in a way that I think EA is actually capable of doing. Here are some extremely unrealistic things I want. Guaranteed they won't be in this game, but maybe they'll be in the future. First one, multiple studio options for the broadcast. This feels like it should be a thing, but it's not. I want to be able to choose between ESPN and Fox and CBS. And I know it's possible because the last college basketball game that came out in like whenever it was, like it wasn't 07, was it? It might have been 07 or like 08. The last one that came out, you could toggle between an ESPN broadcast and a Fox broadcast. I want to be able to toggle that. I want to hear different announcers. I think that should totally be doable. It's just something that would, once again, just make this game so great. If they really want to satisfy everyone, they really want to blow people's minds, do that. Even though it doesn't even feel like that's that big of an ask. It feels like that's kind of almost the bare minimum. This one gets me giddy just thinking about it. Live studio updates with actual highlights. This is something the old Madden games used to have, where it would take you from your game and you could watch an actual highlight of, like, you know, the Jaguars throwing a 30-yard bomb for a touchdown to win the game, something like that. If they had live actual updates, like just like 2 of them a game, studio updates from college football, that would be awesome. Or even they did the ones where you're not in the game anymore, but you can go see online. They have like a fake ESPN.com where you go look, oh, let's see the highlights from this week, and it shows you the actual highlights. Maybe it shows you every upset that week, every overtime or close game. That would be another thing that would be just so sick, man. It's really not that hard. I feel like they could easily pull that off. You want to hear another one? What about college football radio and the loading screen? I don't care a ton about what soundtrack they do, because the old college football games, it would just be like a fun little song. Like in 2014, it was the one that went bump, 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 bump. Like, if you just do something like that, that's fine. But some sort of college football radio, kind of like MLB The Show does, where it's literally just a guy. It could be like you pay Colin Cowherd to do it. Like, let's talk about college football and it doesn't even have to be Colin Cowherd. If you don't want to pay anyone, hire some schmuck who just reads off what the scores were for that day, or if there were big upsets. Like, we got a couple of big upsets here, Alabama. You could do an AI thing to do that very easily. I think that is something that, once again, would be awesome. This is one that I hold so dear to my heart, and I think would just be the sickest game mode ever. Other sports games have had it before, but the ability to replay or rewrite iconic moments in sports history. Imagine you are entered as 2018 or 2019 Oklahoma, and you have Jalen Hurts and you have the Oklahoma offense, and you're supposed to answer LSU, and LSU and Joe Burrow is guaranteed to score 63 points, and you just have to beat them on that day. Can you beat Joe Burrow? Or you are 2021 Cincinnati, your roster is an 85 overall, and you're playing Alabama in the semifinal, and you just have to find a way to strategize and beat this 99 overall team. Or you are 2014 Florida State, and you are playing Oregon in the semifinal in the Rose Bowl. You're guaranteed to fumble it 4 times, but you just have to find a way. All of the possibilities here are unbelievable, and just thinking about a game mode like that makes me so excited. They've had them in other games. I remember there was the LeBron mode in that one 2K where you played in LeBron's most iconic moments, and you just had to thrive in those situations as him. I just think that would be so awesome. So the ability to go into iconic moments with different teams and play them would be just absolutely picture perfect. Countless other things as a NCAA football super fan that I can think about that I would put in this game. Historic score bugs, an in-game team builder, FCS teams, promotion and relegation. So many things that just instantly make me giddy, and so I just want the game to get here. It could not come any sooner for me. And the second it does, it's going to be very expensive because I haven't bought a next-gen console yet, so it'll be like a $500 game. But nonetheless, very excited for the game. Let me know down in the comments, though, what are some other game modes and things you'd like to see added to the game, because I know a lot of you guys are super passionate about this as well. But that does it for this video. It was a bit of a reactionary upload to the EA news about this game finally being a thing and happening. But I appreciate you guys for watching as usual. We're rolling out some different videos lately, a lot of variety in what we did. We did kind of like a process of elimination video a couple days ago. But let me know what you thought about a video like this if you want to see more. I'm considering doing a playthrough, a Dynasty mode, and recording it and uploading it when the game comes out. So let me know what your thoughts would be on that. Maybe what team I should start with if I do that. But I appreciate you guys for watching as usual. If you enjoyed the content, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.